So now I can just mow down all of the survivors in a single pass. Hello! I am Aoyalaipe, and I like to hop into the sheer chaos of top-tier air arcade matches in War Thunder, and then personally kill the entire enemy team by myself. Welcome to my channel! What I have here is a tricky-to-use missile, the R-60M, strapped to a tricky-to-use plane, the MiG-21 BIS, and together, they can kill an absolutely hilarious number of people. The main selling point of the R-60M is that it's an all-aspect infrared missile that pulls right off the rack. The downside is that it is exceptionally easy to flare, and that's the problem you have to deal with. So in an arcade match, how you use an R-60M changes throughout the match. That's what throws people off about them. At the start of the match, R-60Ms are really only good at point-blanking people or killing distracted people, and not much else. But hey, if you have a fast enough plane and you know how to use it, that's all you need to start the snowball. If you're point-blanking someone, you ideally want to be about 1 kilometer away, give or take, but the world doesn't always give you ideal shots. Fire a bit too far, like this F5C here, and he has time to react and flare. If you fire a bit too close, like I did to this other F5C, then the missile won't have time to turn. Yes, the R-60M can make turns immediately after coming off the rack, but not crazy stupid turns. Those come later in the video. Also, I'm gonna rewind and pause the video real quick. I'm always annoyed when someone says, use these missiles against distracted players without actually telling you how to spot a distracted player. It's not random, you can spot them. And this F4S player is perfectly exhibiting 3 classic signs of a distracted player. First off, he's in a premium. Most premiums are flown by new players, and most new players don't know how to pay attention. Second, I'm the only enemy player in his immediate vicinity, but he isn't reacting to me at all. That's a dead giveaway that he doesn't see me. Third, this is the most important but the least obvious, look at the minimap. He is flying straight towards a group of my teammates dogfighting over an objective. That's a dead giveaway that he has target fixation. He is looking straight at an easy kill, but plot twist, that makes him the easy kill, and I slip him a missile from just outside his field of view. I'll have to come back to this topic in a second though, because I get a perfect shot on an F5C, and he goes right down. That's a good range in a head-on. From behind it would be a bit long. If someone is moving away from you, you'd want to be a bit closer, but if they're flying towards the missile, they have less time to react, so the effective range goes up a little bit. This F100D would have been a kill, but he fired a missile right after I fired mine, and my missile locked onto his missile. I don't know if that was random or intentional, but it certainly looked random. It just goes to show how sensitive the R-60M is to locking onto heat sources that are not the plane you want to shoot down. This thing is very, very easy to flare. But as I was saying a moment ago, if you aren't paying attention in a top-tier arcade match, you need to at least look like you are. Go watch my guide on avoiding missiles if you want specifics on how to do that, because in arcade, good players will look for bad players and pick them off first. From Tier 6 onwards, arcade becomes a very skill-intensive game mode with a ton of nuance, and there is absolutely no mercy. People who don't know how to play won't just lose, they will be singled out for an absolutely brutal curb stomping. This is why there is a chorus of people in the greater War Thunder community who passionately detest TTAA and claim it requires 0 skill. The sad truth is they looked easy to kill, they were easy to kill, and skill is invisible to those who have none. So they just didn't make the cut, and washing out of an entire game mode is a pretty crummy experience. I understand why they're upset. As for the MiG-21 BIS, the plane itself is definitely the B-plot for this video. I haven't featured this particular MiG-21 variant before, but the main difference here is that this variant gets R-60Ms. I've covered other MiG-21 variants a lot though. I'm gonna pause that thought for a moment though, because these 2 shots coming up in a second are just perfect R-60M shots. These are the sorts of shots you want to be making against enemies that have flares. The F100D didn't have flares of course, but if he did, it wouldn't have changed a thing. And what made them perfect wasn't that they were guaranteed to hit, they weren't. It was that those guys couldn't have dodged the missile without lining me up for an even more perfect shot. This is arcade, ammo reloads. You can absolutely fire off a missile to force your opponent to change to an inferior position. Okay, is that A5C seriously not gonna die? Alright. Anyways, back to the MiG-21 variants. So, the basic deal with all the MiG-21 variants is you have a plane that's super fast and has super bad energy retention. The way you play a MiG-21 in arcade is you spam your afterburner like an asshole, boom and zoom, and then run away laughing, being like, ha ha ha, you can't catch me, I'm gonna make 21. Hold on, that A5C popped a backup, and this guy owes me a kill. Well, let's see if that crit gets him this time. I don't actually use radar missiles in my loadout for this particular plane, but the MiG-21 BIS still has a cannon, and I can use the radar to help me aim the cannon. The MiG-21 can turn fast, but that mainly serves to trick bad players into turn fighting when they shouldn't. you actually want to avoid turning as much as possible due to the energy retention. That A5C crash, that was a real good use of a backup there, buddy. Now, as you might have noticed, the enemy planes are, well, they're kind of beginning to suck, and this is what makes arcade fun. You see, when you shoot someone down in an arcade match, they basically just get demoted into an older, crappier plane. As you take out more and more of their planes, it becomes easier and easier to shoot them down, which puts them into worse planes that are even easier to shoot down. So if you manage to wipe out all of the enemy team's good planes without dying, then you can eventually snowball this into a godlike advantage. And it is extremely enjoyable. Snowballing an enemy team is the most fun thing you can do in this game. And this is how one guy can just wipe out an entire air arcade match by himself while cackling maniacally. Winner-take-all game modes are incredibly fun if you are the winner who takes all. The people saying this game mode isn't fun, they were the non-winners, let's say. And anyways, once the enemy team has run out of planes that have countermeasures, the R-60M becomes really, really brutal because the downsides to using the R-60M have just disappeared. This thing snowballs teams so hard, it's awesome. You could fire the missile from several kilometers away, let it really speed up so it has the energy to make crazy stupid turns, and then you can just mow everyone down from long range at any angle. This is an all-aspect missile. It's laughably overpowered. If you don't have flares, and you are out in the open, you basically cannot dodge this missile. And because I've strapped the R-60M to one of the fastest planes at this battle rating, their old crappy planes can't catch me anymore. They are trapped, I'm going to kill their entire team, unless I run out of gas or make a really stupid mistake. And my teammates aren't going to collect a whole lot of kills because, they got shot down a bunch of times too. They also got snowballed. I'm the only player in this match that is still in their original plane. Everyone else has gone demoted into something that sucks. So now I can just mow down all of the survivors in a single pass. A quick side note on the mindset you should take when using these missiles. The R-60M is a very good dogfighting missile, and there are very good dogfighters that get the R-60M. A proper raid fight burns off a lot of speed and will bring the planes involved close together. Slow planes don't dodge missiles, and the R-60M turns hard right off the rack, so again, great dogfighting missile. That's sort of the obvious way to think about how to use this missile, but you might want to try taking a different mindset at the beginning of the match when you can still be stopped in time. You can put R-60Ms on a number of really fast planes like the MiG-23, the MiG-29, MiG-21 of course, and the way they synergize, the missile and the plane synergize, is you use your plane's speed to get really close to your target, and then you fire the R-60M at such a short range that they don't have time to flare it. And you essentially have the missile do the dogfighting for you. Because remember, the R-60M pulls pretty hard right off the rack, so if you get close to a guy, it can make the final turn to actually hit him on its own. You don't need your plane to properly dogfight him. You can just boom and zoom him. In other words, a package of death needs to be delivered to your enemy. Your plane is the Amazon delivery plane. You get the package most of the way there. Your missile is the Amazon delivery truck. It handles the last mile. And the flares are porch pirates. Once Jeff Bezos puts all the porch pirates in a concentration camp, you're good to go. And R-60Ms will rule the world. But I can't quite rule the world because I am now very close to running out of gas. And the reason why is very simple. I wasn't planning on wiping out this team. I filmed this last month and I was just grinding for my Su-27 and I had my camera running just in case. I had no intention of wiping out a team with R-60Ms, but then this happy bonus of a team wipe fell in my lap and I thought, that'll make a cool video. I haven't covered R-60Ms much. I will generally sit down with the specific intention of wiping out a team and then putting it on YouTube, and I will gear up my planes accordingly to do that. If I'm doing a team wipe run with any MiG-21 variant, I will always take at least 30 minutes of gas, but that will seriously compromise performance. When I'm just chilling, however, I'll roll with 20 minutes. Now, I'm in a situation where there is one enemy left, but I don't really have the gas to kill him. I mean, I do want to kill him, but, you know, to be fair, I'm sure that enemy player wants his, his entire team back, the one I just killed. I suppose we don't always get what we want sometimes. I can live with this though, this is okay. I do, however, have enough gas to coast on it until the end of the game. I'm not gonna crash from fuel exhaustion. So I just sit back, throttle down, and watch my team swarm that guy from distance, and that's game. And the cherry on top is that in arcade, no skill cap means no reward cap either, so wiping out that team gave me a big enough research point boost that I simply jumped straight to finishing my SU-27. I thought I'd need to do a few more games, but nope, I just have the SU-27. I hope you enjoyed the video, and here are a bunch of other videos that are worth your time to go watch.